Welcome to Technocracy News with your host, Patrick Wood. I'm your co-host, Logan Howse. Today we have the surveillance state is making a naughty list, and you're on it. Then we have Chinese genetic scientists modify fungus protein to replace chicken. And then we're going to dive a little deeper into the tech force that is being formed right now inside of the Office of Personnel Management. Patrick, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I think this is going to be our last show together of the year, and then we'll be back next year.
Indeed.
This year's gone by fast.
I can hear an echo, by the way. Can you hear the echo?
I cannot, but if they close the door in there, it might fix it. All right. The surveillance state is making a naughty list, and you're on it. What is this about, Patrick? Are they really creating lists of people who they are wanting to go after?
You know, this article was written by John Whitehead of Rutherford Institute. John is a sharp guy. He's a constitutional lawyer. He's been around forever, it seems like, writing very pointed things about the rise of the police state. He doesn't necessarily talk about technocracy. However, I've always appreciated his take on surveillance, the police state, that sort of thing. This article just caught my eye, and he really sees how this whole thing is morphing together. And at this point, yes, this surveillance state wants to surveil everything we do. And whether you think, you may not feel it necessarily, but it's taking place. And at some point, you're going to feel it, because when it comes for you to make you do something that you don't want to do, or vice versa, whatever, and you'll feel it then. So this is a good time to talk about Santa Claus. Santa Claus. You know what? This he sees the song says, you know, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good, for goodness sake. This is nice, but that won't cut the mustard when they come for you. Nevertheless, so, you know, we're all on the naughty list, and you won't feel it necessarily, but when you get a lump of coal in your stocking, you'll know that you offended somebody.
Yeah. And it's known, I think, even, you know, going years back, that the government can surveil us in many ways, even through our cell phones.
Oh yeah.
Anyone they want to listen in on or see what they've been up to, they can see everything pretty much.
They can, and you know, it's not people that are doing this at this point. That nobody's going to listen in on my cell phone or yours, and there's no way you can't do that with 300 million people. Mm-hmm. But AI can do it.
Yeah. AI
can scale. And of course, you know, AI can read your speech, so to speak, right? It can transcribe your speech into text that can then be analyzed at lightning speed. So they don't have to necessarily listen to you as a person, but the AI can do everything that they wanted to do. And this is the problem. When something gets embedded into an AI system, how do you get rid of it at that point? If it stamps something into your profile that's not true, or maybe something was taken out of context, or, you know, maybe you said something, or somebody else said something and it got tagged to you, you can't get rid of that at that point. This is a big problem. There's no provision to clean AI with get rid of false information about you, even if you wanted to do that. There's no way to do it.
Yeah, and I have a clip here. We weren't planning on playing it, but I think it kind of falls along. This is a former CIA spy just talking about how much access they do have to basically everything. And, people have talked about this forever, but with AI, like you said, now they can use AI to actually listen to everything. I mean, before they had to, choose certain people. If they wanted to, do a check on this guy, then someone would sit there and do a check on this guy. But now it just ramps up to a whole nother level. But listen to this former CIA spy, what he has to say.
Hey, listen through our phones and laptop cameras. Yes, I hate to say it. There was a dramatic leak in 2017 that the CIA came to call the Vault 7 disclosures. Gigabytes worth of documents leaked by a CIA technology engineer. What he told us was that the CIA can intercept anything from anyone, number one. Number two, they can remotely take control of your car through the car's embedded computer. To do what? To make you drive off a bridge, into a tree, to make you kill yourself and make it look like an accident. They can take over your smart television and turn the speaker into a microphone so that they can listen to what's being said in the room even when the TV is turned off. God knows what else that they can do that hasn't been leaked.
Wow. So if they can do all these things, like he's saying, and then they can pump it into AI where it is listening for keywords or certain things that you're looking up and flagging it. I mean, it's very, very Orwellian.
It really is. And this is the point of the article. And, John does a great job of analyzing what's going on here and there. And this is a great article. Read it if you can. And, take whatever you can take away from it, do it.
Yep. Well, let's go on to the next one. Chinese genetic scientists modify fungus protein to replace chicken. Now, why would you want to eat modified fungus protein?
You're right. All of these genetic scientists, especially those that are into the transhuman mode, they're trying to create stuff that's not natural, for one thing. But you see all of this business of transforming normal food into genetic engineered food made in a laboratory. This is a total assault on the Genesis story, where God gave the animals and the plants for us to eat. That's obvious. We've had this for thousands of years, right? And so, but at this point, all of these new artificial foods that are coming on the market, they're just insisting that we eat these foods, not the foods that we had in the first place. That's really crazy to me. And interestingly, this article came from Breitbart, excuse me. And I wonder if they're kind of slipping into Chinese propaganda, or maybe they're going woke on climate nonsense. Nevertheless, this story in particular just reeks of propaganda, in my opinion. I wrote a little poem here and in my comments here. I don't know if this will click with anybody, but fungus chick I am grown in goo, not yolk or ham. Yam. I do not like your fungus chick. I do not like it, Sam. I am. So, you know what? They figured out a way to turn fungus, like that's the mushroom store, I think, into something that tastes like chicken. And they say, "Oh, it's wonderful! It's wonderful for you. It's wonderful for the climate, and it'll take up land out of production because we can grow it so more efficiently in our laboratory or factory, and we'll all be happy eating chicken McNuggets." So
this Breitbart article was not, talking. They were praising the discovery.
Well, you read the article and you get the idea. This was written by an AI program, and somehow they slipped it in. I don't know, but it's talking about how wonderful CRISPR is, how wonderful the Chinese scientists they're thinking about the environment, and they're making this new product that can be so beneficial for the environment. You know what? Chickens are beneficial for the environment as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're beneficial for us, and I don't think replacing them with fungus chicken will do good for our health. I can highly doubt that.
That just makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Fungus chicken. Oh, gee. Just wait till that hits the store.
Yeah. I mean, I would eat bugs before I ate fungus chicken. Well, we're coming up on a break. We'll be right back here in just a moment.
Do you appreciate all the free programming we produce here at Worldview Tube? Well, if you do, we need your partnership now. If you're already supporting us, thank you. If you're not, would you please consider doing so? We have to have a big November and December end of the year giving. Please go here right now to this website, worldviewfoundation.com, worldviewfoundation.com. You can give through credit card. You can give through PayPal. You'll find our mailing address there if you prefer to support us through the mail. You'll also find our phone number. Simply use that phone number by leaving a voicemail for Melissa or texting her, and my wife will get back with you and help you make your contribution over the phone. We send out tax receipts with our EIN number, well, the first week of February of each year. We, again, have to have a very big November and December as we get ready for pushing out more Christian worldview programming for 2026. So thank you for going now to worldviewfoundation.com. That's worldviewfoundation.com. Do you know about glutathione? You can't live without it. It's a naturally occurring ingredient in your body. But guess what? It starts to decrease around the age of 20. You need glutathione. There are over 165,000 studies on glutathione at PubMed. It detoxes your cells. And we know there are toxins everywhere. In fact, studies have shown glutathione may remove mercury from your brain, helping prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's. Check it out at swishforlife.com. You just put a small 2 caps in your mouth, swish it for about 3 minutes. Then you can swallow it or spit it out. Studies show that this is in your bloodstream within 90 seconds. It's better than an IV. That'll cost you about $250, and it's broken down. But when you swish with it, it is in your body in 90 seconds in its totality. Glutathione, you need it to live. Swishforlife.com. Swishforlife.com.
Office of Personnel Management is launching a new initiative today called the U.S. Tech Force. They're going to work alongside all government agencies and several top technology companies, including Alphabet, Apple, IBM, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, OpenAI, and so many more. Join us right now with the details. Office of Personnel Management Director Scott Cooper. Good morning to you, sir. Tell us about this new endeavor.
Yeah, great to be here. Thank you guys for taking the time today. So look, what we're trying to do is a couple things. As you know, technology is obviously incredibly important to the future of the government, and we're trying to reshape the workforce to make sure we have the right talent on the right problem. So first thing we're trying to solve with this endeavor is to make sure we've got modern software talent, modern AI talent in the government. The second thing is, you may know this, but only about 7% of the U.S. government workforce is early career, so people who are, let's call it like 5 to 7 years of work experience. That compares to almost a quarter, actually, in the rest of the workforce. And so we're not doing a great job of as we have people retiring from government, we're not doing a great job of bringing in the next generation of leaders in government. So this program is really intended to solve both of those problems.
And how easy or hard do you think it is to get talent to actually show up in this world that we're living in?
Well, look, I think the message that we're going to bring to people is a fantastic message, which is, do you want to do good for the country? And also, do you want to advance your career? So one of the most important things we're doing, Andrew, is we've partnered with about 25 of the top, private technology companies, and they've agreed to help us kind of provide career development experience for folks. We're going to do a job fair for people once they complete their 2-year term here. So what we're really trying to demonstrate is that the work that you can do in government is both challenging, complex, and that if you decide ultimately you want to go in the private sector, that's great. That work is valued by the private sector, and you'll have the opportunity to take that as the next stage of your career.
Scott, you've obviously...
All right, there you go. So that is Scott. Is it Scott Cooper?
Cooper.
The director
I think that's the way it's pronounced.
The director of Office of Personnel Management.
Yes. Now, who is this guy, and who cares about the Personnel Management Office in Washington, D.C.? Isn't that that's human resources, right? That's a boring discipline, basically. You know, I think, well, nobody cares about that office. Well, I'll tell you what, these people, the technocrats, arch technocrats in Washington, D.C., that was the first office that they took over when Doge hit the steam in the first place in January. So, you know, you see at this point, who's in charge of this thing now? This guy Cooper. Listen to this. He was a partner at Andreessen Horowitz. That's a huge. That's a huge investment company that's chaired by none other than Mark Andreessen.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's an arch technocrat, totally. And here he is talking about how he's going to create this tech force. This was, by the way, that was part of the initiative that was specified by the AI Action Plan. We talked about that a few weeks ago. And the idea here is to create a workforce that can be embedded in the government from all these agencies. Basically, that's all the agencies that were opened up by Doge in the first place. Doge has gone away, but the teams are still there in the government agencies. So now the idea is to develop a workforce at government expense, big bucks. These people are going to get probably $200,000 a year, maybe $250,000 a year, to train for 2 years. Then they'll be cut loose to go anywhere they want to go. That maybe stay with the government or maybe get another job somewhere else in industry, right? So they're gonna create this fellowship, sort of a fellowship program, where these young tech wizards can come, serve 2 years, then be set free. And they're going to do this every year, 1,000 people a year. It could be expanded, but this is the target right now. 1,000 people every year going forward, all paid by the budgets in the existing allocation of budgets from the Congress. And the agencies will not have any say at that point. They will do this or else. I don't know what the else or else is, but what Cooper is saying, we're gonna develop this so-called tech force. It looks like a military conscription almost, but you know, go figure. So the industry, the tech bros will get everything they want out of this, because now they have a way to recruit from this pool of people that'll be trained on our tax dollars.
Yeah, and he's talking about how great it is that they're bringing in all these people to work for the government, but isn't what they're going to be working on going to also take away a lot of people from working in the government? You know, get rid of them?
This is according to the RAGE doctrine, RAGE, that was proposed by Curtis Yarvin in the first place. We talked about that before. And we saw Doge came in and they executed RAGE on the federal government. RAGE stands for Replace All Government Employees,
mm-hmm.
and replace them with your people. So yeah, okay. The idea is to replace as many people as they can with AI. AI is going to make over our whole institution of the government. And at this point, they're just doing it. There's no oversight at Congress level at this point. And in fact, Congress just doesn't have a clue what's going on. I don't think any of them have a clue. Even people like Ted Cruz, for instance, who's been bought into the race with China, all the deregulation of AI. We have to let it go, let it do its thing, hands off, etc. So Congress is asleep at the switch at this point. What's going on?
Yeah, and we've, conservatives and stuff, and us ourselves have also talked about, how the government's too big. There's too many government employees, and there's a lot of government employees that we probably don't need, but we don't need to replace them with AI, because when you get a software put in rather than a person, you really lose a lot of accountability. If a boss tells an employee to go do something that's not moral or not right, then that person, may stand up and say, I'm not doing that. But an AI is not going to question authority. They're going to do whatever they're designed to do.
Exactly. Everything that happens in government is based on decisions of people. Usually it's regulated somehow with their procedures, manual, stuff like that. But every decision built upon another arrives at a conclusion or an action, whether it's to cut your Social Security check or whatever. AI loses the ability or the audit trail, if you will, of human decisions made that used to be made, and AI cannot explain itself how it arrives at certain conclusions today. Mm-hmm. This is why so many companies are rejecting AI at this point, because they're writing software programs. They can't figure out how the AI arrived at a conclusion to make it happen in the first place. So they're throwing at their hands and say, we can't deal with this. This is going to be embedded in our government now, where there'll be no audit trail for how decisions are made. This is the point. The AI will just say, this is my conclusion at this point. Here it is. I have the science, so to speak, right? And here's your outcome. Don't ask me where I got that outcome. Don't ask me but the decisions that I made along the way, because you're not going to get that. Whereas if you have humans in place, at least you can go and say, talk to Mary, talk to Joe talks to Sue. You get the idea. With AI, you can't do that. The conclusion is a conclusion, and how it got there in the first place, you'll never know.
Yep. I just looked up, Scott Cooper. Have you seen the video that they have put out to, advertise to people to join in on this program and help modernize the government?
Let's put it up if you got it.
Here we go.
If you want.
There was a moment when civilization hung in the balance. We called the best minds to the Manhattan Project. Scientists, engineers, builders. They answered, and America prevailed. 80 years later, a new call. Our safeguards, our services, our systems, all run on code. Outdated. Time to rebuild what holds us together. For national security, for the future of America. 2 years, one mission. Defense, state, health, finance, benefits, modern bulletproof systems. You don't patch old code. You dismantle, rebuild. America's coding renaissance. A fellowship for the driven, guided by pioneers. They ignite. You carry the flame. When you graduate, private giants don't wait. They pursue. They need you. Because you are now the Navy SEALs of coding. Join us. Your country needs you.
Oh boy.
All right, the Navy SEALs of coding.
Oh, I just can't wait to see how this turns out. Merry Christmas, everyone. God bless you.
Yep.
You have something to think about over the Christmas break for sure.
Yeah, if you want to join the tech force or not, right?
There you go. Maybe you have a young person in your life. Hey, go join the tech force. Get $250,000 a year to train to be an oligarch at some point.
All right, we'll be back in 2026 with more episodes.
Indeed.
Until then,
Oh, we can't wait.
take care. Have a Merry Christmas.
God bless.